fair warning, there's going to be spoilers ahead. I mean, this is episode 3. You should kind of expect that by now. Anyway, hey, so we are here inside of a cafe, it looks like. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Who are we talking to today?
I am Asuka. Uh, I go by Asuka N'Danya in game. My name is Kate IRL. Um, I am an officer here in TeamNoSleep, and welcome to my home.
Hey, all right. So, how long have you been playing this game for?
Oh crap! I knew you were gonna ask me that. I actually know the exact date because I've looked
Hmm,
it up in the Discord. I think it was 2019. But it
sounds
was right
right.
when Yeah, because it was right when things were still in Shadowbringers. Because yeah, every time I logged in, it was the Shadowbringers intro. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds that matches with what little memory I still possess in my old age. Um, Side note: the fox
mm,
laying on the food in this cafe, is that standard for this cafe? Like, what should I expect being served food here?
um, it's my emotional support fox.
Okay,
It's fine.
okay, these things are getting out of hand. Uh,
Yeah.
so what sort of things do you like to do in the game here?
Well, aside
What
from
sort of things,
mostly,
Asuka?
oh shush. Um, I I love doing the MSQ mostly. There's not too much else I do outside
Hmm.
of that except for hang out socially. I really like to socialize with a lot of the other players and just kind of hang out. Again, I mean, I turned
Hmm.
the first floor of my home into a public cafe, so I always like to spend time with friends and other people, just kind of talking and chilling, getting to know the strangers and other adventurers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna say.
Oh God, I don't. I actually don't. Here's the thing. I realize this interview could go about
Uh,
like three different
this.
ways, and I'm terrified
Mm,
of all of them.
yes.
So
Yes, you should be.
okay.
So you like to socialize with a lot of strangers.
Oh gosh, no. Okay, okay.
Listen,
Let's
there's
not
been
get
some
too ahead of
things said.
ourselves. There have, yes.
That's okay. I'm not.
Um,
I'm not
no,
really here
I
about
mean,
that.
right. Listen,
uh,
I don't mind being the butt of some of those jokes. You know,
that's
I do
okay.
have a reputation, and I earned that reputation. Um, but
Hey, you know what?
yeah, I don't mind it as
Sometimes,
long as it doesn't get out of hand, you
I mean,
know.
hey, sometimes it works out, to a further extent than in the game, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
So
yeah, what you're referring to is through Final Fantasy and actually through Team No Sleep, I met my current girlfriend and fiance.
there you go.
So
There you go.
so I'm very happy about that. And so again, it's that social aspect that I find amazing about this game is that you can make such real and deep connections with people if you're, willing to and you can actually learn quite a few things through not only the story but just interacting with other people.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty good about that. The social aspect of the game has always been one of the highlights. It's one of the more friendly communities I've been a part of when it comes to MMOs or just video games in general.
Hmm.
Because I come from the only other MMO that I really sunk any time into was RuneScape, and that was very
Mm,
different back in the day. I don't know what it's like now. And
yeah,
then,
I mean,
yeah,
Final Fantasy 14 is the only MMO I've really stuck to.
hmm,
I tried Elder Scrolls Online, I tried Star Wars: The Old Republic. There were plenty of. Oh, I don't know if that picked up.
no, it's fine.
Was that background noise? Okay.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, the Final Fantasy 14 was the only one I stuck to. And most of that was because of the community, experiencing the welcoming, friendly, just wonderful community that's here. And that's really what got me to stay. Um, I I did enjoy A Realm Reborn,
Hmm.
but the people who walked me through it, who kind of pointed out the different lore things that they don't explain too well, the people who encouraged me to keep playing, even though it was a bit of a slog, because yeah, I started playing right before they got rid of a lot of
Oh
the
yeah,
filler. So I played through that.
yeah. You still had the 100 quests instead of like the 72 or however many they have now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So being able to take breaks at the FC house, honestly, are is what kept me going.
it all worked out in the end. That's good.
Hmm.
The social, to kind of go back to the social aspect part of it. The honestly, for anybody that's fairly new that might watch this or anything like that, the social aspect of this game is way different than you experience in most online communities, in my experience at least. Like
Hmm.
I kind of touched on before, they're a lot friendlier. They're a lot more open to just talking about whatever's bothering them or talking about whatever's bothering you, which is a big change from someone that, the for me, my first online experience was in like 1999 in like Yahoo chat rooms playing checkers and stuff like that, or Call of Duty 4 or something, where the
Oh
only time
God.
someone used communications was to call you a racial slur. So,
Right. Oh,
so it's a big change of pace when it comes to that type of thing, and it's really kind of inviting. Honestly, it makes you want to stick around and get to know people.
yeah.
Now, as far as the game itself, I know you said you slogged through A Realm Reborn. What do you think? And you play like I know this obviously, but some people that watch might not. You mainly play Dragoon, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Dragoon main forever.
yeah. So Heaven's Ward, once you got past A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward was probably a much different experience for you.
I like I said, I did enjoy ARR, but I really, really fell in love with the game at Heavensward.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the expansions later on, but
Hmm.
Heavensward was really where I found my groove, where it really felt like, oh, this is something different. This is a different type of game. Um, and yeah, of course, being a Dragoon really helped with that. I think I had hit level 50 before I even got to, or level 60 probably before I even got to Heaven's Sword. So I was an Azure Dragoon right then and there, and just it really felt awesome having that tie into the game. So,
There are a lot of references to you being the Azure Dragoon in Heaven's Ward because of Estinian. As someone that started as a Dragoon main before I switched to Samurai, I got all of those references, and it really does make the experience a little bit more personal feeling, honestly.
mhm.
Speaking of content wise here, if I'm not mistaken, because you've been part of the FC for a while now,
Mhm.
the first expansion that you finally got like fully caught up was Shadowbringers, right? You finally got to the end of that before it was no longer new content?
Not
Or
technically,
was it
no. I
Endwalker?
think
No, you stopped
no,
before.
and Walker, yeah, no, I kept that little sprout on
Yeah.
for a very long time, much to everyone else's chagrin. So, um, yeah, no, I caught up in Endwalker. I
Okay.
stayed in Heaven's Sword for a while. A couple things happened around Shadowbringers that kind of made me stall. But then once I hit or no, Stormblood. Yeah, Stormblood. A couple things happened in the Stormblood that made me stall
Mm.
again. But once I got to Shadowbringers, that's when I really went. I just went straight from Shadowbringers into Endwalker and then all the way to the end. So,
Okay. Yeah. Because I know we had several conversations before, kind of jokingly in FC chat, about how you were never ever going to finish the story at the rate that you were
I
going.
was the resident Forever Sprout. Yeah, that was. Um, and even now with Dawn Trail around the corner, I still have some of the post-patch stuff to get through. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I
see, the
don't do
trend
my homework
continues.
if that's, yeah.
That's all right. I mean, it's not like it's gonna go anywhere, so you'll have
Hmm.
plenty of
Hmm.
time.
Oh
But
yeah.
it was a going joke. You would log in, you would hang out at the FC house, take some G pose pictures or something, and then log out. And then
Yep. That was it. Oh, I can't believe I'm
Mhm,
so glad you mentioned the G pose thing
mhm.
because you asked what I like to do in this game, and that is one of the biggest things I really like to do is take G poses and get really artistic with them and
Yeah,
very like show a lot of motion or emotion in them and different scenes and stuff. So,
yeah, yeah.
um,
You've been doing that for a
I,
while. Even on the early days, you were still going in there taking G poses with like the NPCs that we had around the household. Do you remember those?
yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little. I was very much a troublemaker back then. Like I was just a. Ah,
Well,
those were the days.
well, when it comes to like actually like playing the game part of it itself and not just like the
Mm.
G-pose and the socializing and stuff like that. Um, what do you think your favorite thing is that you've actually done in the game, or you know,
Oh,
alternatively, the thing that you might be the most proud of, like accomplishments?
oh goodness. Hmm. Probably. You know what? This one's kind of recent, but I made it through one of the most recent uh raids. I think. Right? Let me see. I'm looking up the name right now. Yes, Thalia. I made it through
Hmm.
Thalia. First time blind run, not died.
Hey, that's not
I
super easy to do,
right, right. I was impressed with myself that I got it all the way to the end.
and as a
Not a
dragoon,
single death.
so
Yep.
that's like twice as hard. So
Yep.
you have a
No,
natural gravitation towards the floor.
right, right. Um, no, because I mean that is kind of a pride point for me because when I started playing and I chose Dragoon, it was for um very specific reasons, and I was dedicated to becoming the best Dragoon ever. And whether that's possible or not, I don't know, but um, knowing that in current content, going through blind,
Hmm.
I am able to do that, survive to the end. And um, there was a fight. What was it? I think it was the fight with Ranjit
Hmm.
in Stormblood that I had gotten through and just was dodging left and right. And Tay was watching me at the time and was just floored by the the footwork basically that I
Right.
wind into the rotation and everything. So,
So, so the fight against Ranjit and Shadowbringers there, the one at like the end in Yulmore, is that the one you were talking about, or is it the one
no,
where
I
you
think
play
it
as
was the
Thancred, or
no,
like
well,
the
because
first
I
one
was a
in
Dragoon.
like Lakeland?
Was it Ranjit? I think it was in Lakeland. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because the very first time you fight him is in Lakeland, and he does his whole like "I'm unstoppable" bullshit, and then
Right.
knocks you down at the end in the cutscene. Um,
But yeah.
The when you say that you chose Dragoon for like various reasons, what was it, like an aesthetic choice? Was it something like you'd played other Final Fantasies and you really liked Dragoon, or you just like
So
dragons?
kind of the opposite.
Hmm.
I've never really played any Final Fantasy games until this one. What I
Okay.
did play when I was younger was a game called Legend of the Dragoon, I think. It
Yes.
was like the
Yes.
other
With
Final
Dart and them, yeah.
Fantasy spin-off, or not spin-off, but
Hmm.
um,
They call out their combo names
counterpart,
at the
I
end.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I really liked that game. It just kind of captured my imagination at the time. And when I was in college, a freshman in college, um, 14 was either coming out or already out, but coming to the PlayStation,
Hmm.
or it was like right when the PlayStation 4 was being released. And there was a classmate who was trying to get me into it, and I looked at all the classes and I saw Dragoon, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. And it made me think of Legend of the Dragoon. And so I was like, oh, I'll choose Dragoon. And I didn't pick up 14 until years later, years later. So when I saw it, I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing. So,
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I did play a little bit of Legend of Dragoon. I didn't ever beat it. I never owned it. I had to borrow it from a friend.
hmm.
And I don't remember what
Oh
point I
yeah.
got to anymore. This was back in like probably 2001 or something. I just remember getting to a boss that kicked my ass, and then I got frustrated, and
Mm.
then and then I like quit.
Well, and it was so long ago for
Hmm.
me that I remembered nothing about the game. Like,
About the only thing I remember is that they would call out their combo names after you did your timed hit combo correctly. You hear like "Burning
oh,
Rush" at the end and stuff like that. Uh Man, yeah, probably not a lot of people honestly have played that game. That is, I think they have a, I think they've released it again on like PS4 and PS5 to buy through the PlayStation Network now.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, what was as far as like the story goes, was is Heaven's Ward still your favorite, or is it Shadowbringers like a lot of people's, or do you think like Endwalker, or where did you like the story the most?
I I really here's the thing. Endwalker had so many points of just like emotional gut punches
Yeah.
and just psychological, what is it? Uh, like very esoteric at times, especially when you like hit Elvis and stuff.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so I think Endwalker's probably my favorite. Like Heaven's Word is where I really fell in love with the game, but Endwalker's
Mm.
probably my favorite so far.
It's yeah, it's hard to top the whole like 10-year story coming to a close in a single expansion feeling. If you've been, invested in it up to that point, you have
Hmm.
so many things finally coming full circle you've been waiting for years. And
Right,
it was an almost impossible task in my opinion for them to actually get it put together correctly and not have it be
right.
disappointing. And I'm really glad that they managed to do it, because it hit me a lot too. I i don't think the overall is my favorite expansion. I think that's still probably Shadowbringers, but as far as like
Hmm.
the actual story itself, I think I'd agree. I think that Endwalker is probably the high point for that. And but it
Yeah,
really, really only hits if you've really cared about the story up to that point. I can kind
yeah.
of see some people getting frustrated with like the amount of cutscenes and like talking,
Mm,
but for those of us that really cared about the story, that's definitely like the big end finale that we were looking for.
hmm.
Um,
And especially like I'm always shocked and stunned of how tied together almost everything is.
yeah.
Like, because I've been going through watching, I've introduced several sprouts to the game
Mhm.
and have been watching them go through the campaign and just remembering my first time through and seeing everything and then, but then also getting to see like, oh shit, they mentioned this early. Like they brought this, they planted this seed like two expansions ago.
Uh-huh.
Like I didn't realize, and then to have that payoff in Shadowbringers and Walker and have that all come together is just fantastic. Like,
There is a lot of that happening, and actually brings me back to a point, and I have to ask because I know that like sometimes you're a little bit behind on like the newest
mhm.
content. Did you do all of the current normal raids
um, I believe so. You're talking about because I
and the
mentioned
motorhome?
Thalia. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, you did all those. Okay.
yes. With the
This,
end with
mhm.
I mean, I'm assuming spoilers as
Yeah, I'm gonna put
like
a spoiler
with
warning on
the
top of this. Yeah.
okay with all the what is it? The gods. Like you fight every single one of them, and then they go off
Well,
into the
that's
aether,
those are
and
the
it's all
alliance raids. I'm talking about the normal raids, the pandemonium
the
stuff.
normal reigns. Oh no. Okay, you know what?
Hmm.
I actually haven't gotten through those yet.
Okay. Well,
I'm actually sitting at uh Esfidelos, the first circle,
oh,
and
okay.
the queue was taking forever. Like me and Tay were sitting there, like 20 minutes and didn't get a queue pop, and we
Yeah.
were like, okay, we're just gonna go do something
Well,
else.
it's hard as
Um,
were you both going as DPS at the time?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard as two DPS queuing together. Um,
She might have been Dark Knight as
mm,
AO,
mm.
um,
Okay. Well,
but yeah.
I won't say what I was gonna say, but there is a similar theme that happens at some point in there where they'll bring something up, and if you remember it, it's gonna
hmm
be like I haven't heard of that in like 8 years at this point.
Okay,
So
right.
there is one of those waiting for you, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Okay.
That was my example that popped to mind when that came up. Um,
hmm
so as far as anybody that hasn't had a chance to like talk to you or see you in game or anything, like are there any interesting tidbits about yourself that you could share, or like things to know, like interesting hobbies, just stuff like that?
Um, Trying to think like what would be worth I mean, I'm always down for a conversation. Like I said, I love talking and socializing here. I am a huge nerd. So anything like D&D, Gundam, anime, like fantasy, sci-fi, whatever it is, Star Trek. If you want to come talk to me about it, that's fine. I'm trying to think here. Hmm.
Can they find you on Twitch?
I was getting there. I was trying to think of anything. Yes, so I do have a Twitch channel. It is CaterTots42. Um, Let me see here if I have the actual. Yeah, I mean that's basically it. We do have a community Discord, so the link's on the Twitch channel there.
Hmm.
You'll know it's me because I have a little cyber fox with a background, a pink background. Um,
So
and
anybody
yeah.
anybody looking to watch you on Twitch, what do you typically stream?
Um, Couple of different things. Recently it's been Titanfall 2 in lieu of Apex because Apex is on fire.
Hmm.
Um, Sometimes Star Citizen. We've done Stellaris streams. I actually do an ASMR stream every now and then. Um, and I won't be streaming Final Fantasy because this is kind of my comfy zone. This is
Right.
my like when I want to turn off and just relax for an evening, I hop on Final Fantasy. So I won't be streaming this, but yeah.
Okay. How long have you been doing your streaming journey?
Um, it's been on and off really since oh, I can't remember when my first stream was. Like it was probably 2018, 2019 again.
Hmm.
Um, but really recently, within the past year or two, is when I started to put more effort into it. I designed my own logo. I got a VTuber set up. Um, got some additional, equipment to run all that. But um, but yeah, I've actually been. I hit affiliate at the end of last year,
Oh,
and I am trying to go all the way up to partner. So,
okay. Yeah. What's the because I'm not familiar. I've never had the upload speed to be able to stream. What's the benefit of being an
oh,
affiliate?
I can actually run ads on my channel and earn revenue from it. So,
Oh,
mm,
the first step to making it a career way. Gotcha.
right, right.
That's important.
Um, but yeah, I'm between places right now, so
Hmm.
it's kind of unpredictable where I'll be when I'll be able to stream.
Okay.
Um, and if I can make it full time, I will, but I don't know yet.
Hey, hey, we'll keep hoping that you are able to do that, because that's honestly that's way better than having a regular 9 to 5 job, in my opinion. That'd be
Oh yeah.
a big improvement. I take that every day
hmm
of the week.
So yeah, any follows, subs, or donations are welcome. But
You heard it here first. Just go to twitch.tv/catertots42.
Mhm.
Hey, I got it right. I remembered.
Yeah.
Then I guess we don't really have a whole lot left. We're nearing like the 25-minute mark at this point. But for I guess the final question for people watching here, what kind of has the game meant to you?
Oh, so many things, honestly. Um, oh God, okay. Because yeah, right from the get-go, um, when I started this game, when I started playing, um, it was actually to explore a little bit.
Hmm.
I was at a very interesting time in my life, crossroads of different, trying to figure out what I want to do with, my job or my life or anything. And one of the things that I did was I wanted to explore, my gender.
Right.
And I was able to do that through Final Fantasy and through Asuka here. And I just kind of I poured myself into this game at the start. And I running into this FC, this family here, and having the freedom to be myself and to be welcomed by everyone. And again, you guys were the first people I came out to. And, before I got the courage to come out to my family and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, and you guys were so cool about it and supportive. And so, this FC, this game, it means so much to me. And then playing through the game itself, there were, moments in the MSQ, I swear, that paralleled a lot of stuff that was going on in real life. And the storytelling and characters being so compelling and grounded and just relatable were very important. And so all that tied together, this game means quite a lot to me. And
Yeah.
I'm getting
It's okay.
super emotional now,
No, it's okay.
um but yeah, it's I've been through um quite a few things in this game, and
Yeah.
these people have been here for me. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you being here, and we oh, I can at least speak for myself, and I'm sure I speak for probably at least several other people here. That
hmm
what's we appreciate that we were the first people that you felt comfortable enough to tell. Honestly,
hmm
always will be supportive. If anybody's not supportive, you tell me, and I'll beat their ass or kick them out. One of the two, or both. I don't know.
thank you.
Um,
Just sick Mimi on them. That's all.
right, just sick Mimi. That's what Mimi is here for. Mimi is the
Yep.
executioner, for anybody that doesn't know. Um, but yeah, we appreciate, and I appreciate personally you feeling comfortable enough to tell us about it and to talk about it, here now.
hmm
Um, we always want to be supportive of you. I appreciate you being around for as long as you've been and sticking with us through everything, the hard parts of your life and stuff like that. And I'm glad that we were able to give some sort of little bit of help in whatever way we could during those times.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, guess that's pretty much everything here. Any final words for our dear viewers here?
No, I mean, just a thank you to you for doing these interviews. It's a pretty awesome idea, giving everyone a chance to just say a word or two, and
Mhm.
really honestly, just for keeping No Sleep a really good community. You've been working really hard at that. No one recognized that.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, beyond that, just I hope everyone is excited for Dawn Trail, and I look forward to spending more time with everyone. So,
Okay. All right. Well, we will end it there. Again, everybody, this is Asuka. Follow her on Twitch, CaterTots42, and we will see you on the next episode. Later, guys.
bye bye.